Hey everyone, today we're going to talk a little bit about rock beats on the drum kit. Specifically rock beats that are in common time, so they have 4 beats in a bar, and specifically rock beats that have quavers on the right hand, also known as 8th notes. Now it's worth mentioning at this point that this video, the idea of this video is it's supposed to, people that have been playing for a short period of time, a number of weeks, hopefully will get something out of it. And people that have been playing for months and months and years and years and years will hopefully get something out of this. If you are a beginner, then the bit at the start is probably going to be of most interest. If you're an advanced player, the bit at the end is probably going to be of most interest. Now, a good place to start with this is probably if we just recap with the theory of quavers. So quavers are the notes that often look like coloured in circles with lines that come up from them or down from them with a horizontal line that joins them together. Now they can be written in different ways, and one of the ways that you'll see them written today on the hi-hat is as crosses instead of coloured in circles. On the drum kit with drum notation, cymbals are normally written as crosses rather than coloured in circles, which is why. Now quavers are worth half a beat. What that means is that we need 8 of them to add up to a bar of 4. And we would count quavers 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, if you pick up a stick, I'll do the same thing on the hi-hat. It's worth remembering to do the counting thing as well. That sometimes feels like an extra thing that you have to do, but actually it will really, really help to stay at a constant speed. So, same thing as what I just clapped, but on the hi-hat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and this is what it looks like on the page. I'll play it again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, if we had basses on 1 and 3 and snares on 2 and 4, which is also known as a backbeat, what we end up with is our basic rock beat, which sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'll play it again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, if we took a photo of the drum kit, out of the hi-hat and snare drum and bass drum, we'd notice that the hi-hats are the ones nearest the ceiling, the bass drums are the ones lowest down nearest the floor, and the snare drums are the ones in the middle. This is one way to remember what they look like on the page. Now, if we add the grid in, the stave behind it, the 5 lines, this is what it looks like. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, I should take this opportunity just to clear up something. That beat is sometimes referred to by me and other drum teachers around as a basic or a beginner rock beat. That doesn't mean it's just something that you do that's kind of babyish, that you just learn how to do it and then you get onto the good stuff. It's a really, really cool beat that's used in loads and loads of famous songs. So what I would say is if you're playing in a band, sometimes simple can be good, and if you play that and it sounds amazing, do it. Don't think, oh, this is too simple, I need to do something fancy. If it sounds good, use it. If it doesn't, don't. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play 10 different grooves that are just variations of what you've heard. Varying difficulties, so there'll be some really, really simple ones at the beginning and then through to some fancy ones at the end. Check these out. Double basses at the start and in the middle, a bit like We Will Rock You. Double snares in the middle and double snares in the end. Lots of 60s stuff has this beat. A bit of both, double basses and double snares. Now the doubles are split up, so rather than double snare or double bass, it's a mixed double. Also, because there's a bass at the very end of the bar, when you repeat it, you will get 2 in a row. So. That was 2 bars. Here we have a rest in the bottom half. What that means is on 3 and the and after it, we don't play any basses or snares. It sounds like this. Here we have a different rest underneath the 3rd beat of the bar. The flick on the last bass drum is to make it into a quaver. That's what a quaver looks like on its own. And so the bar adds up to 4 beats. It sounds like this. Getting a little bit tricky now. Here we have a sneaky snare drum to squeeze in between the and of 2 and the 3rd beat of the bar. More snare drums to fit in between hi-hats. Here we have an extra bass drum in between the and of 2 and the 3rd beat. And we have an extra snare at the very end of the groove. I'm going to play 2 bars of this so you can hear how they link together. And here's a John Bonham-esque groove, the drummer from Led Zeppelin. If you haven't heard of him, you need to check him out. Tons of offbeat bass drums and snare drums here. Right, so the grooves that I was playing 1 bar, maybe 2 bars in a row. The reason for that was so that you guys aren't watching a video that takes 2 days to watch. But when you practice these beats at home, whether it's the beginner rock beat or whether it's like fancier ones towards the end, try and play at least 8 bars in a row. There are a couple of reasons for this. 1, if you can play 8 bars in a row, it shows that you've kind of got the hang of it. But also, 2, lots of popular music is based around 8-bar phrases, so it's quite common to get like an 8-bar verse or an 8-bar chorus or an 8-bar instrumental section. So if you get into the habit of playing 8-bar sections, it's quite a good thing to get into. Right, now, I'm going to, as well as playing for longer, what we can also start to do is try and increase the tempo, which basically means go a bit faster. So I'm going to play a handful of grooves for you, but a little bit faster, and you can start to hear how they're taking shape. So, basic rock beat. Here's another one. Here's another one. Etc, etc. Now, so we can play for longer, we can play faster. Another thing that's quite cool is if you start to play on different parts of the drum kit. So any rock beat that you ever learnt to play will also work if you move your right hand over to the ride cymbal. So, a basic rock beat, instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and becomes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that applies to every single rock beat. So, let's pick one. Or, another thing you could do is you could move your right hand instead of hi-hats to the low tom. This sounds quite punky, it's quite a cool thing to do, so etc, etc. You could experiment, try it on crashes, maybe even try putting your left hand on a different place. Okay. Now, another thing you could do on the hi-hats is you could start to experiment with any of these grooves, but putting open hi-hats in different places. That means I'm lifting my left leg up and down. So. I'll try it later on in the bar. I'll try a couple of them. And also also, what you could start to do is build up a bit of a jam where you could start to mix around lots of different things. So I'm just going to muck about essentially for a couple of minutes, playing different sorts of grooves, some on the hi-hat, some on the low tom, some on the ride cymbal, and you can start to hear how we can grow from just to something a little bit more interesting. So check this out. Right, okay, enough of me noodling. Now it's over to you guys to noodle away. As much as you want. Lockdown, noodle, 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 noodle. And do what your parents tell you. Right, I got told to say that. Okay, hope everyone enjoyed the video. Take care, and I'm going to do maybe one or two more of these until I see you again in person. Okay, take care, folks. See you later. Bye-bye.